Welcome back, traders. I hope all of you guys are having a nice and profitable week. I know we've had some good trades for this week, especially GBPAUD. I've got many messages on my Instagram, and a lot of you guys were curious to see my analysis and how I knew price was just going to go and tap into the zone, and then we look for that sell opportunity to push towards the downside, and that's exactly how it played out. So very simple. I only really use a market structure to determine where price is going to head and where we would actually execute our sell position. So if I was to just drop down on the 1 hour time frame, you can see very clearly. Let's just let it load right here. So 1 hour time frame, you can see very clearly that market is pushing to the downside. Okay, so right here, using this arrow, market is pushing to the downside. Now, to make things easier, just go on the line chart and you would be able to identify market structure. So right here, starting from this consolidation area and this breakout, we had our higher high point. We pushed down to create a lower low, lower high right here. So let me just quickly circle them so you guys can see. So higher high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So currently right now we would have been in a market correction or a retracement phase. So I knew price was going to push up as we were in a retracement phase in an overall downtrend. So using market structure, I was able to identify this. However, how did I know price is going to come into this specific zone? Very simple. So when you've identified market structure, another tool that comes in handy is using the Fibonacci retracement tool. So if I were to just measure this impulsive move from the high down to the low, you can see that I just highlighted between the 61.80% and the 0.71. Now another thing that I highlighted over here was this wick right here, as it was a strong manipulation. Not manipulation, but there was a lot of liquidity over here. You guys can see on the 30-minute how aggressive price was around this area, how we had a push towards the upside, we failed, and then we had another push towards the upside. And so we had another push towards the upside, and price again formed a shooting star. So this right here was telling me this level in the market was going to be a very important level for GBPAUD. Now coming back down to the 1 hour time frame, we were simply waiting for price to push into this level, look for confirmation, and then enter that sell position. So let's see how this played out. So right here, market starting to push in. We had that rejection, and right after this candlestick formed, we entered our short position. We entered our short position. Our stop loss was somewhere around here. I don't really quite remember. Our take profit, I believe, was maybe down here. Let's continue. So right as soon as this happened, price started to push down, and then we had this nice move to the downside. Now we did exit this position at plus 80 pips. So this was around 70 pips. So right over here is around this area is where we had actually exited our position. The reason why we exited is because there was a level of resistance, level of support right at this zone. So I was very cautious around how price action would develop. So as soon as this happened, we exit our position. We caught our 80 pips, but price continued to push to the downside. So let's see how price turned out. Yeah, again, so you guys can see right now price just continued to push to the downside, and we did come all the way down to around 160 pips. So GBPAUD, very simple trade. I mean, just pure price action and pure price action analysis. So market structure, understanding where support resistance could be, and just using candlestick patterns. So like right over here was a nice rejection, and that's pretty much it, guys. Like it's just very simple and very straightforward.